the king color, of which all the lesser colors are merely partial and wishy-washy reflections. It was Octarine, the color of magic. It was alive and glowing and vibrant, and it was the undisputed pigment of the imagination, because wherever it appeared, it was a sign that mere matter was a servant of the powers of the magical mind. It was enchantment itself, but Rincewind always thought it looked a sort of greenish purple. The color description you've just heard is unlike any other normal color. It awakened curiosity and fueled the imagination of many people to conceive a color unbeknownst and unimaginable to them, a color that seemingly defies logic, just like the magic with which it is deeply intertwined. Octarine, the color of magic, is a fictional color created by Terry Pratchett, a color which is an impossible mix of the two complementary colors, green and purple, which would normally just look like white or gray to us, using additive color mixing. Throughout the internet, I've seen many people try to recreate this unthinkable color, but none of them were able to satisfy my curiosity and my thirst to perceive a true version of Octarine, the color of magic. So I've done what nobody else has before me, visualizing the impossible, both figuratively and literally, and bringing Octarine, a color born from and described with mere words, to life and making it perceptible. Hi there, I'm Ukwai. Today I'm going to show you Octarine, the color of magic, as I see it. I believe that this is the closest depiction of how Octarine would look if you could see it. By harnessing the redundancies of our color vision, we are able to perceive truly magical colors, colors that we are only able to imagine and understand after we've perceived them. In my journey to bring Octarine to life, I delved deep into the science and artistry behind color perception. My quest wasn't just about seeing a new color. It was about reshaping our understanding of color itself. I'm not only going to showcase the beauty of Octarine, but I also want to inspire others to question and expand their own perceptions of reality. Just as Terry Pratchett used Octarine to highlight the power of imagination in his Discworld series, this project serves as a reminder that magic exists not in the world around us, but in how we choose to see it. So I invite you, the viewer, to strap on your VR headset and join me on this extraordinary journey to witness the color of magic firsthand. The true magic of color starts with the fact that our color vision is inherently redundant, meaning that both of our eyes see colors equally, and closing one eye leaves our color vision unchanged. Consequently, each of our eyes can be seen as a separate visual organ, and both eyes' points of view combine into one, only once they've reached the brain and are being processed there. Due to this peculiarity, color vision can be significantly altered in order to create impossible color combinations, colors that are forbidden in normal color vision. This is achieved by showing the same objects to each eye but in different colors. While at first this might sound like a strange and only conceptual form of color vision that's impractical or unachievable in everyday life, this sort of notion couldn't be farther from reality. Color vision, especially in the digital age, is incredibly modifiable once you understand how to speak and write in the language of color. Notably, virtual reality enables us to intuitively and easily perceive impossible colors because there's a separate screen for each eye in order to create depth perception. We can exploit this property for more easily creating impossible color combinations also. That's why this video, like most of my recent and future videos, is a VR video that you can and have to watch with a suitable VR headset in order to enjoy the experience of impossible colors. Octarine is a color you can actually think of and imagine once you've experienced how it looks, especially in the context of other colors. So Terry Pratchett's color of magic is more of an impossible color rather than an unimaginable one. Octarine is described as a greenish purple. Reasoning further and using better color names, it's probably an impossible color combination of green and magenta, including all the similar colors closest to these two hues, that Terry Pratchett used to illustrate the absurdity of Octarine, as green and magenta normally mix into a white. However, by breaking our color vision's binocular redundancy and showing you the same objects but in green to one and in magenta to the other eye, you can see anything colored in Octarine. In isolation, Octarine might look whitish or overly greenish or magenta-ish to you, mostly because your brain currently struggles to adapt to this novel color perception. But with a little bit of training and time, and especially in the context of other colors, this initially unstable Octarine becomes more and more stable and a color of its own, as your brain slowly learns to understand it. On its own, pure Octarine looks like this. After a little adaptation period, you should see a new color that's both green and magenta, and yet weirdly also neither of those two. This becomes especially apparent when I put the normal versions of green and magenta besides Octarine for direct comparison. Don't worry if you can't really see it for now. You just have to give yourself some time and you'll eventually see it. In a grander context, Octarine really sticks out as a unique color. Not just because of its binocular rivalry, a concept which describes two hues fighting for dominance when binocular redundancy has been broken, but also because of its unique hue. As you can see here, compared to the major normal hues, Octarine has an unparalleled shimmer and distinctiveness to it. The further the two colors that make up an impossible color combination are from each other, meaning the more they complement each other, the more the resulting novel impossible color looks distinct from any other normal color. So while an impossible combination of red and yellow, for example, might still look orangish in some contexts, there's no color our confused brain can default to when looking at a greenish magenta, because there's nothing similar to it. Furthermore, until now, we've only looked at a single shade of Octarine, pure Octarine. But there are different hues as well as many diverse tones and shades of this magical color. The green in Octarine can be a little bit more cyanish or yellowish, and the magenta can be more bluish or reddish. And not only that, if you play with the saturation and luminance levels of these impossible Octarine hue combinations, you get even more unique Octarine colors. Seeing all these vastly different variations of Octarine side by side really highlights how big of a color category it is. It's almost as if the many colors of Octarine could make up a magically colored rainbow itself. Just by creatively and technically misusing our color vision in order to bring normally impossible colors to life, we can extrapolate a multitude of Octarine colors, merely from the simple idea of Octarine. Octarine, as I'm conceiving it, thereby becomes not just the color of magic, but its perception and appearance on its own becomes magical as well. In the right color context, Octarine becomes undeniably noticeable, and implemented properly, it adds true color magic to any scene. Imagine, for example, how cool it would be if the enchantments or magic of your favorite games would glow not just in a regular color, but in the many tones and shades of Octarine. Only by enchanting your equipment or using magic would you be able to see this impossible and magical color, which would make enchantments more desirable by their color alone. Or how beautiful paintings could look like if you could draw with Octarine as part of your color palette as well. Even on its own, Octarine and its many tones and shades shimmers elegantly as the king color above all other normal colors. It really feels alive, glowing and vibrant, just like Terry Pratchett described it. To me, Octarine really is the undisputed pigment of the imagination, brought to life by my never-ending desire to see more colors. In one of my next videos, I'll show you how you can see Octarine not just with a VR headset, but in real life with special glasses. With this set, here are a few more minutes of Octarine. Use them to either get used to correctly perceiving this magical color, or just admire it and its sight for what it is. I'm Ukwai, and I will show you how to reshape and enhance your sensory experiences, because it is nothing but our senses that connect us to this world. Have fun watching and learning all these impossible colors. Thanks for watching.